Hey everyone, welcome to our Thursday edition of the AI Workstation, where we cover topics like how to build out your white label, how to build your business, and my co-host Joel Hill. I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today. Tina wants to admit, I just admitted Tina. Hello, Tina. Today, it's a mixed emotion and reaction. Obviously, one of our team members' mother passed. Pastor Freeman's mother passed a couple of days ago. So I was informed of that. And obviously, he won't be joining us today. Let's lift him up in our prayers as he goes through this time. I also want to thank Ramona for hosting a fabulous one for the books and the Entrepreneurial Edge webinar series, I think was great. I know she did a lot of hard work, and I know how emotionally taxing something like this is because there are a lot of moving parts. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to share the presentation that I have. And essentially, what I would like to do, because of the experience that I have, and Ramona and I have briefly talked about this, about the presentation and marketing of digital products. And we want to try to merge the actual conference, no matter what the theme is. As we know, the theme was Ramona's Entrepreneurial Edge. And each one has different formats. I spent an inordinate amount of time preparing for the presentation, but I think as I look out, because I'm always thinking from a systems perspective, how can we do this and make it seamless at the next one? My goal really is to introduce, let's standardize the process. Let's go ahead and develop curated products in terms of like what Danny did, even to the countdown, the introduction. And then, for example, if we do demonstrations of any products, services, or applications, that we pre-record those up front. Now, this requires collaboration, coordination, and things of that nature. We want to be intentional about this. But what I want to do is try to deliver a standardized delivery process. What does standardized delivery do? It's my military training. Everything has to be a standard operating procedure. It makes sense because it gets everyone up to speed and are on the same expectations. And so what we have to do though is define clear roles and the end goal is the results we want. For example, we just had a small piece of Ramona's overall 2-day session. But what I would like to do, and that's why Ramona is here today, is kind of introduce her to a process. If we are going to work together in the future, I think that we should be involved in the overall planning of the event. And that's my perspective. It makes us all better and we all have the same expectations. The point here is that the AIW workstations, the AI incubator, I mean, we have seen progress from December until today. I would like to continue that. I'm heavily invested in the process and I hope you are too. I want to drive results. We have to look at this as a project. Each one is a project because it's going to require tasks, timelines to meet whatever the objective is. And so the project manager overall, and you just consider that I'm in that role as a PM, as a project manager. And so my job, my responsibility is to ensure that all these disparate parts come together and fit nicely. And one of the reasons I did that, and I think if you recall, Danny and Ramona, I used the analogy of putting together a puzzle. And that's really what we do. We put together a puzzle. But not only do we put together a puzzle, we are also dealing with human beings in different roles, different capacities. And we're trying to join together. Because of that, everyone in here has something to contribute. Every one of you are a vital piece. Now, if you look at that as a single data point, as one person, Ramona over here, then Danny over there, then Joel down here, and Christina over there, and then there's the event. What I like to do is draw the line and connect those dots. We have all the tools we need in terms of artificial intelligence to make those connections, to make a seamless event flow smoothly before, during, and after an event. And that's what I would like to do. And that's my military mindset in terms of understanding how to marshal assets, resources, tools, understanding the capabilities of each person, and maximizing it to support whatever mission or objective that we have. And that's what I bring to the table. So everyone has a role, and everyone needs to understand their role in each project that we deliver. And the project to me is a mission. When we have a mission to go take that hill, and I got a squad of 12 people, each one of those squad members understand what their role, responsibility, and function is. That's why, and even now, the operational execution is the actual mission. But I couldn't ask those people to take that hill if I didn't have the intelligence behind what's on that hill. Why are we taking that hill? What is the objective? And how does it fit into the overall purpose of the strategic plan? That's the important thing. I'm just one person. But that's why Danny can appreciate this. That's why we call it 1000x AI, because if we are able to do this, it increases our efficiency 1,000 times. If we are able to understand what our roles, responsibilities are, what the mission, what the objectives are, then we are much better as a team. Because of that, and this is just conjecture as well as conceptual. Of course, we would have to implement this, and we have not, but this is my proposal. I talked to Ramona today. She has 2 other events coming up, Danny. In order to prepare for that, here's what I would like to do. We go ahead and record the demos or whatever product, service, or capability we want to feature. In this case, looking back on the Ramona event, our objective was to demo the Entrepreneur's Edge and demo the Ask Ramona app, and then demo the Chesapeake Catalyst app, which we are deploying. Danny, I have a task, a challenge for you, and I will send it to you. I have, based on some feedback I've gotten from the Chesapeake app and the meeting I have some updated code, and I want to send it to you, and hopefully we can run it before this meeting is over, once I finish my presentation. Here is the demo script and structure of a script that we pre-record for each of Ramona's next 2 events. She will talk a little bit about that as a use case. The video can be Ramona, and it can be the opening hook. It doesn't matter who it is. We can do an avatar. It's possible, as you well know, Danny. We can do anything we want, but the opening hook, greet the viewers warmly, tell them what the purpose of the conference is, give them a little promo of the offers that they can expect, give them an overview of the entire conference. And these can be separate modules. Each one can be created separately to run at the appropriate time frame that takes practice and rehearsal. Each conference needs a rehearsal, as you will know, and we did this for the event we had in December. We actually had rehearsals, and we uploaded. We had all the materials uploaded into StreamYard. We had an assistant, Asher, running the back end, doing the comments, reviewing in the little subtitles that if we want to make for each video. All that needs to be planned ahead of time. That can be incorporated in it to make it run smoothly. Once we get to the demo and say, hey, now, for example, Ramona had excellent speak with the Professor Christendom. I mean, he was awesome. We really can understand, if we want to be forward leaning, we can take some of his concepts and demo that through a video that we've already created prior to the actual conference. One of the things that's very important, Ramona has taught me this, is what's the offer. That's why we developed a landing page for all the offers. I bugged Danny to give me what he had to offer, his QR codes. All that needs to be pre-planned, and it can be automated through agentics, bots, or whatever, before, during, or after the event to get people, because we want something from them. We're giving away a lot of value, even if we charge for the ticket, but still the value that we're giving is worth thousands of dollars. And so we need to capture that as a lead to put in our CRM, as a follow-up. Thank you for attending. And we do these things already. I want to automate the process because we have the tools and resources to do it. In this introduction, we can put the agenda, script, and everything else, and then bundle the offers. In this particular case, this is just an example. The bundle, the offer here for Ramona's particular event, we had to do it yourself, do it with you, and do it for you. And the enterprise level offer, this is just a use case right here. These are sort of things that can be preloaded, clickable, automated, and we just sit back and just look at the data, the analytics that comes in. I want to look at data. I don't want to email somebody. It's already there. If we are going to grow, we're going to get too busy to be responding to individual emails. I don't want to do it. Even phone calls. Don't call me. It's all there. Let's make it a dashboard capability all in one. As I said, before, during, and after, pre-event preparation, next event coming up, we need to ensure that all these things are covered. It's about coverage. Pre-event, everybody knows what their roles are. 8 hours before the event, make sure we do the dry run. And again, dry run, we know all the attendees and we can send out any early bird special or any special offers, whatever you want to do. We can create it and be creative of whatever. But the thing is, again, before, during, now after, post-event follow-up protocol, yeah, within 24 hours, because we have captured these people in our lead magnet, in our CRM, and this all has to be set up. Now we can start targeting them. They are in our ecosystem. I don't know how many people Ramona had there, but those are leads. I have a friend who just hit 100,000 users on YouTube. He's a pastor. He was with me in my training class at 1000X. He is crushing it. He's killing it. We're going to bring him in at some point, but he's doing very well in terms of building a YouTube platform because of videos that he's built. He has a large following. This guy has money. He's a use case in monetizing YouTube. He's getting paid. And he learned with me, this is not theory. It's doable. This guy had zero, and now he has 100,000 followers. I talked to him yesterday. I'm like, I want to know how he did that. We're going to have him on, and he has agreed to do a conference in terms of how he grew his audience, the YouTube audience, to 100,000. We have that guy in our ecosystem, and we're going to utilize it. He started with me, and I haven't grown my YouTube channel. I think I maybe 70 subscribers. Anyway, he knows it, and he learned the same thing I learned, but he's just using it differently. CIP, continuous improvement. This is what we're doing. We were successful. Ramona was happy. Ramona's pleased. Ramona had a great conference, but there's always room for improvement. We have all the tools to collect feedback. I have tools in Zoho to collect for our event man. That's how we're able to capture them in the email. So we can capture those comments. We can even that they make in the group chat. We just have to be deliberate and intentional to do that. So, success matrix, the next step. Let's take these next two events. Let's see what the KPIs are. And this is my proposal. This is what I would like to see happen, but it requires not just agreement verbally, but it needs to be formalized within a partnership structure if we are going to continue to progress. I'll pause here. Any questions?
I would like to definitely thank you for all of the fun. In fact, I just sent Professor Chris Amafidon the link to tell him that he's been getting flowers from the speakers and the audience members. Every single one of the speakers over delivered as usual, as usual. And the events are streamlined. They're pretty easy to do. I mean, I've been doing them for 3 years, literally every month, with the exception of taking a month off here and there. For my birthday month last month, I took off, but picked right up. And then when my daughter had her baby in December, didn't do an event that month. Whenever there's a big personal event happening, I take off and don't do them. But people actually look for them. I literally get, hey, when is your next event? Type thing. I have a list of 50 speakers, but I typically hand select the speakers that are aligned with the topic matter and those speakers who resonate with my audience more. Just to let you, all of your flyers on my feed are still getting comments. I just went and scrolled, as a matter of fact. People will come onto my feed and they will literally go down all of the flyers and like them. Those two are leads. When I post your flyer, I tell everybody, I give them your background, pieces of your bio, and things of that nature. They are reading your bios. And then I also tag you guys and they go over, they're able to click the link and go over to your pages also. That's another great way that you're still getting exposure, leads, and things of that nature. And so it's ongoing marketing for your business. And we also had Sean Dodd, who has phenomenal following all over social media. He had almost 2 million, 22, excuse me, 22 million followers on just one post and millions on others. And when he came, his flyer alone is at 5,000 views on my feed. When they come onto my feed, they're not just looking at his flyer, they're going to all of your flyers. And that's what I keep hearing about the flyers. They're so professional and they look so nice. That's one of the signatures of the Royal Influencers organization. We put a lot of creativity in our flyers and they attract a lot of people. It's branding. People look at the flyer, see all of you on them, read your bios, and know this is a phenomenal event. Going to be a phenomenal event. And when they come, we deliver the value. It's streamlined, meaning the speakers have specific times, they show up, they deliver, and then we're right on to the next speaker. They love that about the events as well. A common compliment we've been getting for 3 years is they're so organized and one speaker after another. You're never just sitting there bored and they don't go on too long where you start losing people. That's what typically happens if one speaker is speaking too long, you start losing them. Not that the speaker's not delivering value, but it's the attention span. Everybody has these short microwave attention spans. So you have to kind of keep them interested. That's something that we've mastered, I believe. That's exactly what I'm doing now is building a team. Believe it or not, people could not believe that it was just me and it was just Christina Baca. For 3 years, I think I burned her out a little bit. I let her spread her wings, get a breather, and explore. She got a lot of exposure, just like all of the speakers got a lot of exposure. And there are all of these other entrepreneurs that were, chomping at the bit to hire her too. She has been hired on several occasions while she was also working the event. She would just let them know that I have to be free on these days. But it was just her. She helped me do the flyers, and then she would just bring people up and bring people down. That was it. And then she would do the ticker and little things. She would just play with all the tools, just like Joel had a ball playing with all of the tools. And I saw him. I'm like, what is he creating now? He just had a ball. I was like, okay, this is right down his alley. He said, well, who's helping? And oh, you're Christina. Your Christina did a couple of flyers for me, removed the background of a couple of flyers for me as well. I definitely want to give her flowers and thank her. I did I thanked her. I definitely wanted to thank her here publicly for helping me with 4 or 5 flyers that needed the background removed. She did that for me, which was phenomenal. Teamwork makes the dream work, right? Thank you so much, Tina, for the phenomenal job you did. I wasn't sure if we would catch you in time because of the time difference, but you showed up and removed those backgrounds for me, and it was phenomenal. Thank you. Oh, I did have a question. I don't record much of anything for my events. However, we did have one that I remember. Ron, you met him before. He's the father of Eve, the entertainer. He had an interview segment with the news in his city of Philadelphia, and we played that during his introduction. You guys could do the same thing. I personally don't record or encourage other speakers to record. If it works for them, perfect. But I prefer people to get the real time experience of hearing the speaker deliver with energy. However, I definitely agree with streamlining and having everybody have a role in that whole thing. We would definitely have to have a whole separate meeting probably as to who's doing what. For the most part, it's already streamlined. I know exactly what day I'm posting the flyers and I trickle them, I drip them out. I don't post them all on the same day because it builds momentum and leads up and it's the curiosity of knowing, oh, who's the next speaker? Oh, I wonder who else is going to be speaking, that type of thing. And I can tell you right now, my back channel on IG and Facebook, but my back channel primarily on IG looks like Grand Central Station. People asking questions, people liking the comments, and I taking the feedback from Sean Dodd saying, don't just post a post and give back some of that social digital currency. I would need somebody now to help with the aftermath of all of the momentum and excitement that happens after the fact. There's a lot of leads right now still coming in just minutes ago, and they are liking comments. If we had someone that can go and like and just reach out to them and say, hey, did you attend the event? What did you like about this person? I noticed that you liked their post. What did you like about it? Did you know that they have a free training every Thursday at 3 p.m.? If you're free, would you like the link? All of these leads now just need to be nurtured. And we need to lead them into these different businesses.
Absolutely. I fully agree on that part. That's the important part.
And Danny, before you start, I just want to echo and thank Christina also. Again, the reason we're doing this, we want to make sure we don't burn her out. She is a very vital and critical member of this team. She has been essential in everything that we've done, and she's in the background. I've already given her the warning that when we start scaling and building this platform out, she will be doing some of the training and some of these videos that we want to create. You put on the video in the military, it's show and tell. You show it, You tell it, you demonstrate it, and then you let them go do it. And so that's like an hour and a half session, and that's how we want to transform. And that will be an upsell. Like, do you want training on how to use this app? That is my vision in terms of going forward. But we also want to look at making investments in growing the team, maybe just part-time. But if there's anyone out there that want to join us, want to see what we're doing, we'll give them a shot, we'll give them a try, and then we can talk about compensation. Okay.
Joel, you mentioned you wanted to add some coding. First of all, what is the coding that you want to add do? I have the email. What does it do?
Yeah, I have a whole presentation. In summary, this code, now we're switching, and this is a task switching note. This has to do with the Chesapeake application that we didn't get a chance to see, but this is in our marketing ecosystem. Another thing we want to add is a marketplace to show people that we have apps in development that people are paying for, and they can be customized for you. That's another module, that's another tool. In this particular case, we are actually developing, and it just so happened coincidentally, Danny is working on an application for procurement to help minority business enterprises to apply, get RFPs and grants and things of that nature. The code that I sent you was based on a meeting, Danny, that I went to last week with procurement officials with the state of Maryland, listening to their comments, listening to some of their pain points. I came back and started playing around with it. And that is what I developed to update that. What it does is it adds features and functionalities on the back end in terms of unique identification codes as drop-down menus. It creates a seamless flow to ensure that onboarding from the onboarding form is carried over to everything else that they do. In essence, it also links to supply chains, helping vendors find, locate partners and things of that nature within their ecosystem, within their verticals, based on their NAICS codes. That is the intent. I'm not saying it's complete, but I will tell you, in building it out, I worked the chat GPT to the point that it just wasn't going to give me any more. I took other scripts, use cases based on best practices included in the app to upgrade the Chesapeake Catalyst app to include those features and functionalities. But I see what I added you as a upsell module to Chesapeake app as an add-on. Maybe some of the features in there really enhance the functionality.
Okay, no worries. Either you or Tina need to resend me the most recent share link. It would probably be easier if you send me an email with your login and password for Famous so I can test out that code you want to add. No problem. I can do that for you.
Tina, if you could do that for Danny.
I realized after I said it
I
that
do have to add two things before you move on. One is my Famous bill is getting higher and higher. I'm not sure what I'm paying for. I want to know a little bit more about the back end and how they're charging when we
okay.
create all these applications. I got a $200 bill this month.
I'll show you exactly what your challenge is. You're not getting charged from Famous, you're getting charged from Superbase.
The other thing is, because we are working with a state procurement official, this is considered intellectual property. And I do not want to share this code yet until we're able to monetize it.
Makes sense. Let me just touch on a few things that you set up here. My assumption is I'm the technical dude here in this role play. By the way, this SOP, absolutely love it as far as putting together a presentation to have all the elements that you've described here understood before the big rollout. I'm all for this. I have no issues with it in general. A few tweaks. I guess I'll be also the content trainer.
I have a quick question too before we end the call. Dylan is here to get a little taste and see all of the tools and how they work and how which ones can be integrated in his business because he wants to join. I coach that he's my client. I coach him, and we've been talking about it. And he said, "Do you think it's a good idea?" And I said, "Absolutely," because
Sure.
he needs a lead generation. We just want him to get a little taste and see.
All right. So, Dylan, welcome. I'm glad to meet you. And absolutely, we can touch on some high level. I will also invite you to my Tuesday night call because that kind of starts you at the very beginning. So, you can get some basic training within our ecosystem. We have two AI training sessions a week. This is the Thursday one. This is a little more advanced, so you're kind of jumping in the middle. I'll invite you to some of the other training calls that will help you understand and start from the very beginning for your business. Welcome, and we'll take good care of you. On the demo script and timing structure, I just want to, you and Joel and you and I can go offline and talk about this. I am 100% with you in that the demo structure needs to be thought out ahead of time. You need to have, you're going to do this, when, this, that, then, and then. The only change I would probably make is you should have all of this stuff recorded. To me, it's more of a backup. If the live demo, you have a technical issue, things don't perform as you want them to perform, things like that, then you have the video as a backup. It's easy to slice that up so you can jump from one thing to the other as you need to do that. But certainly, just even the last one that we did, StreamYard, because of the way it functions, some of that would be fine as a video, meaning you upload the video and you play the video to kind of show those pre-recorded feature sets. So you have a smoother experience because StreamYard is not quite as flexible as like a Zoom platform or something. And if you have technical hiccups where the AI just doesn't want to do what you want to do, all of that is hidden from the user and it's a much better experience. I fully understand and agree that you want to have the video for the demos to make it smooth and work nicely. And I think like if you are doing your capabilities and talking about the use cases and all of that stuff, absolutely. I think that could be recorded and shared so that your value statement is intact when you're done. You don't have errors that cause people to disbelieve or don't trust you. I am with you 100% there, but I think the opening, I think the presentation and closing, I think all of that needs to be live. We just need to work out which parts are live and which parts are recorded. Hopefully that all made sense.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. And then so I'm kind of combining what you're suggesting and what Ramona just mentioned. It's an energy thing from a sales point of view. People don't want to watch a recording of you if they're coming to your event. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But demos and things like that, we can work through what should be recorded and what shouldn't be recorded. All right, I'm just giving feedback. This stuff makes sense. We might even want to do this earlier than 5 days before the event, depending on how different it is for each one of the events. Does that also make sense?
Yeah, that's fine.
No, I think it's fine. As I said, I'm agreeing with you. One of the challenges that happened this time around is you were asking to build things, and 5 days may not be enough, or 3 days if you count the ready for the event. 3 days may not be enough to build what you want to build.
Got it.
Great idea. Love everything there. And post-event, that's what Ramona was just speaking on. Fully agree with that. Continuous follow-up, fully agree. All of this stuff. Hopefully that feedback was received the way I intended it. And we'll kind of go from there. All right. Ecosystem-wise, let me bring up AI Workstation and we can give Dylan a quick overview. I'm logged in as Christina. All right, Dylan, we have a few different ecosystems and ways to help businesses when they're trying to conquer the world. We have tools in here that are designed from helping you build your business. We have tools that are designed for content creation so you can share your business around the world. We have tools to build websites and sales funnels so you can monetize your business. And then we have tools like the Ask Ramona app, which is, as you are one of her clients, you understand the value of being able to speak to Ramona and ask questions. Well, we built this Ramona app, if you were on the presentation, it's trained to behave as Ramona does. If you have your own business and you have your own philosophies and content, you can build a custom AI app, and this app can then represent you either in the platform or on a website via a chat bot, wherever you want, wherever somebody wants to speak with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There are 60 plus tools in the platform. If I go to the affiliate link, you can see what's available in the AI Workstation a little bit better. And I'll drop this link in the chat so you can take a peek at it. Once you sign up for the platform, you automatically get a link like this where you can share with friends, coworkers. Whoops, I didn't drop that into the main chat. Did I? Nope, I did not. Sorry about that. Let me try that again. I dropped it privately. There you go. In the app, you have the Start Here button. Great place to begin, as it signifies. In there, you'll see the videos, the welcome videos, the replay of my last Tuesday session, video that Joel and I do on AI Super Self, which includes the create method, a great way to speak to AI tools. And then there's other app videos walking you through how to use the app. That's the best place to start. We also have an AI Lunch and Learn where you can register for our other trainings. You can come to the Tuesday session, just register and add it to your calendar. This is more of a general AI or platform discussion. The one we're having today is more for what we call a white labeler, someone who is building a business on the platform, customizing it to their look and feel, adding their own apps, deciding the pricing, and building out their own ecosystem. We have conversations like the one we're having today, how to create effective demos, and Joel put together that really good presentation, which he probably will share with you if you ask. If you go further down here, you'll see some of the other apps, including the Ramona app. There's all kinds of apps in here to create images. We have at least 4 different tools just on creating images. And then there's creating videos and movies. You can create what we call UGC content, where you can create an avatar that reads a script and represents either yourself, or you can create an avatar that you're going to use in your business. You have proposal makers, you have website creation tools. There are 60 plus apps in the platform. You can spend quite a bit of time just exploring all of the different apps that are in here. Feel free to jump on in anytime. And then Joel and I will work with you and Ramona to help you get a better handle on how the ecosystem can benefit your business. We have different models, and I don't know if you saw Joel's presentation, but effectively we can just throw you into the platform for $19.95 a month, and you can watch all the videos that are recorded here and get there on your own. We can do done with you, where we're doing that right now today, where we have the training sessions. We work with you on building out your business, and then we have done for you, and that's where Christina and I and Joel sit down, get your requirements, and we can build out your websites. We can build out your business digital marketing. We can build out automations for you. So there's tons and tons of different ways that we can assist you. We also have a partner program where we build out the business, but stay connected with you as you go through the next stage, which is the expanding it out to other audiences. For example, this is the Empire Board of AI ecosystem that I'm building out for them. Their own branding, their own coloring. It's the same platform, by the way. It's just a different look and feel based on what they would want it to require. And this is specifically for all of their members. Now we have a partnership where I build out the platform for them, and then they invite their members into the platform. The members get the benefit of using the platform. And then we have customized AI apps that we create just for Empire Board members. That hopefully kind of gives you a quick overview. I'll pause here, see if you have any questions that I can answer for you.
At least one question: is all of this accessible for vision impairments and screen readers or not?
Well, that's a tough one, only because I do have another customer, and he's reported that some aspects of it work perfectly and others he has some challenges with. And it's more regarding the actual AI tool. I'll give you a perfect example. Some of the AI tools that are in the platform, you can run them on both desktop and mobile, and they're responsive and work perfectly. And then there's other AI tools you can't run on mobile, Again, it's completely dependent on which platform you're trying to use from an impaired vision point of view as to whether or not you're going to be able to utilize it. What I would suggest is trying and then seeing where the successes and where the failures are. And obviously, if there's more failures than successes, then perhaps not. But it just truly depends. We try, but there's certain aspects of the tools which will work on certain platforms and others that do not. Hopefully that answer was sufficient for you.
Okay, and if I have other questions, is there a way to contact anyone, or is it just asking Ramona or one of you two, or how does that work?
Once you join the ecosystem, you can feel free to reach out to Joel, myself, anytime you need to. But we try to also do the question and answer thing live in our calls. And the reason for that, and this is what we teach all of our customers, is number one, you want to build out an ecosystem where your users feel as part of a community. Sending me an email will get you an answer, but no one else will learn that question and answer you just asked. So we always encourage jump on a call and just ask your question like you're doing right now. That way, everybody in the community will learn as you go along. When you build out your own white label, I recommend you create some office hours where you give your users an opportunity to communicate with you. It's a pay it forward kind of thing, because if you help 10 people at once, then everybody's moving forward together. Hopefully that made sense.
I noticed there are like 40 something pages. If there's something that I don't understand, what do I do? Am I supposed to sign up and see if this works?
I can't speak for Joel, but I recommend you try a free trial. That way you can test it and see if you like it before you spend any money. And then if you don't like it, please let us know and give feedback. We're here for you, man. We're not trying to
Cool.
keep anything
No,
secret.
no, I'm just hoping that this works. That was
Yes,
all.
I
So,
understand. I'll talk with Joel about that. We're here for you. We're going to answer your questions. If you end up paying $19.95 and you don't like it, I'm happy to refund you. We are not here to keep you hostage. You can cancel anytime you need to cancel.
no, that's cool. And then we'll have the other levels and pricing, or
Say that
would I
again?
just ask you? On the website that you provided that I went to look at had a lot of info on it. Does
Mhm.
that have the tiers and the pricing on it as well?
Well, there's only one tier for membership on the platform. It's
Okay.
$19.95. All of the other services are completely up to you, certainly. And then, Joel, I believe, if you want to answer that question, I think he was speaking specifically about the tiers that you had on the offer page.
Hey, Dylan, can you tell us a little bit about your background, who you are, and what your pain points are right now?
My name is Dylan Taylor. I'm an advocate for those with vision impairments and disabilities like myself and for others, and the CEO of Blindsight Connections, where we help businesses be accessible with their websites, landing pages, apps, etc., to have services, events, products, and marketing materials and anything else that they're providing for or people, and being able to help them reach more customers and increase sales. I'm an entrepreneur with vision impairment and disability. I'm a college graduate. I have my business called Blindsight Connections, and it's got services and products like consultation and an ebook, communities, a free guide. I've spoken at Ramona's event once. I've done some other speaking.
Okay, just let me share. Thank you for that, your openness. Just like my passion is for the disability community. My wife works for the Department of Disability Institute through HHS, Health and Human Services. She is always on me about anything I produce to make sure it's accessible. That really is something that we have not focused on. You could be a good use case in helping us build that out. By helping us, you can help yourself, because what we're demonstrating is that we can customize over any application that you want. If you wanted to create an application where you put the cursor over an image and it reads the metadata and describes the image, you can do that. Obviously, it would take some coding. We will have to code that into the platform and customize your requirements. What you have to do is sit down and is like, what are my requirements? If I had a platform, how do I, and I wanted to resell to other people in my community, of interest or community of practice, what would it look like? Do I want module? Let's just say you had access to 4 or 5 or 6 different modules. Each would have a different feature or functionality. What would it look like for you? It's all about the offer, the requirement, the feature, and the functionality of what you want to do. We can customize the tools, the technology that we have, enable us to customize it. In listening to your comments, and as Danny indicated earlier, there are 3 different models. Do it for yourself, do it with you, or we do it for you. Each one of those has a price point. Obviously, the do-it-yourself at the lowest price point, we just hand you the tool, you go out and play with it. But I will admit that it really is not enabled to support the disability community. There could be some features there, but there's no setting.
Some of it will work, and some of it, as I said, some of the AI tools will not. Do you want me to give him the Bill Biz trial so he can try it out for 7 days without putting in a credit card? Or
Certainly.
well, still have to put in a credit card, but it won't charge you for 7 days. If you have any problems whatsoever, just send me an email.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you have anything that you're like, okay, this is working and that's not working, let us know. And
Mm-hmm.
if it does not work for you, we will give you your money back. Have no fear.
Okay.
And I also want to add, Dylan, because I'm familiar with the disability community. My wife works with disability research. They have grants. You may want to develop your mock-up and go find a grant to get $25,000, $50,000 to build this platform to support. And there could also be other tools out there for your specific use case. You may have something unique to Dylan Taylor and what you want to bring to that community. And only you can determine that. And so that's why we have what we call a big dream generator, a visioning session.
Mm-hmm.
To take you through, okay, what are you trying to do? And so we intake all that data. And that's normally a $750 value that we do. It's an hour, hour and a half, however long it takes. And at the end, it will generate, based on your requirements and specifications, a framework or a mock-up, and we can even generate the code for the application or modules. It's all possible, but that's what that would do. And so we wouldn't charge you $750. I mean, we would obviously we can work some out. If you're interested in doing that, if you take a look at the Bill Biz and you want to go through that, just send us a note and say, hey, I want to do the big dream generator. Ramona can tell you about it. That's how we build her bot. It really is about getting your requirements down. Once we understand your requirements, you can have or do anything you want. Nothing is, with the use of large language models, with the use of the Python codes that we use and some of our proprietary algorithms, we can ensure that the platform that you're trying to build is compliant with whatever standards that are out there.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I've run the site through some of the detectors that tells you whether how compliant it is. And as I said, some pass and some do not. Ramona has my contact information. If you want to reach out to me just to have a discussion about what you see, I'd greatly appreciate the feedback. And what you feel about accessibility is, again, contrast, all that fun stuff that makes your community easier. We're here for you. Just reach out and we're happy to help.
Thank you, guys.
Joel, I do have to jump. We're going to have to. Christina did give me the login information for what you wanted us to test. I will need your permission. The one-time password code will pop up on your phone and you'll have to give it to me so I can log in.
Okay, let's coordinate that.
I have training from 10 to 5 tomorrow, so it'd have to be earlier in the morning or Saturday. We can do it Saturday. You let me know.
Okay, we'll do.
Just ping me.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Ramona. It was a pleasure meeting you, Dylan, and hopefully we'll be able to build out some custom apps that make what you want to do, get that done. Welcome to the ecosystem. Welcome to the AI Workstation family. Pleasure meeting you. Joel, anything else you wanted to add?
No, Danny, I think it's great and I appreciate it. Thank you for your work. Ramona, thank you for the opportunity. Ask Ramona to send us a mock-up of the dates and the themes of her next session. We can have those as soon as possible.
All righty. Will do.
Thanks, everyone.